Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. To our beloved lecturer, Madam Hasmah Laili binti Jamal Rus, to my fellow friends and for those who are watching this video. So for today, our group will be presenting about Islamic cross-currency swap (ICCS) and how it affects Islamic capital market. I hope you guys enjoy the videos. Here is the presenters for this video, which is myself, Muhammad Muaz. This is Muhammad AJWAD, Muhammad Iskandar, and the last one is Muhammad IRFAN. For your information, the Islamic cross-currency, which is the ICCS, had been one of the most recent Islamic financial innovations that was introduced in 26 November 2015 as the second hedging products templates under the Tahawud Master Agreement, which is the TMA, that was developed by IIFM as the alternative to the conventional cross-currency swaps to avoid the elements like riba, gharar, and maisir. Here is how the ICCS works. First, two parties will have an agreement for the exchanging contracts between them, and next, the contract is the currency change in the future by two streams of cash flows, where this cash flow consists of the profits and the principal payments on the same maturity. Islamic cross-currency swap is designed as the hedging mechanism to minimize the market participants' exposure to the unfavorable change in currency values, so that any fluctuations not affects the agreed upon terms that had been made, providing a financial certainty by giving a fixed exchange rate to the participants. The economic purpose of an Islamic cross-currency swap includes the following. First, to match funding rate with the return rates from investment. The swap ensures that the profit or return from investment align with the funding cost, mitigating exchange rate risk. Second, to reduce funding costs by accessing another currency market, by both parties can obtain financing at more favorable rates compared to their domestic market. Third, to reorganize the current debt profile without changing the structure of the balance sheets. Islamic cross-currency swaps enable firms to restructure their liabilities by exchanging obligations in one currency for another. Fourth, to protect Islamic banks from fluctuation in earnings and to provide risk control tools. Islamic banks are exposed to currency risk with dealing with multi-currency assets and liability. Cross-currency swaps act as hedging mechanisms to stabilize earnings by offset potential losses caused by the adverse currency movement. They are as important risk control tools, ensuring financial stability while complying with the Islamic principle.
Move to features in ICCS. ICCS is a unique financial tool that helps business manage currency risk while adhering to Islamic principle. It avoids riba, interest, gharar, excessive uncertainty, and maisir speculation, all of which are prohibited in Islamic finance. ICCS provides a structured and transparent way for parties to hedge against currency fluctuation without engaging into speculative or interest-based transactions. The ICCS process begins with a spot principal exchange, where both parties exchange the principal amount in different currency at the spot rate. To ensure clarity and fairness from the start of the transaction, throughout the swap's life cycle, profit payments exchange take place using commodity murabaha contracts. So this contract allow profit payment to be made without involving interest, ensuring compliance with a Sharia principle, and at the end of the contract, a final principal exchange occurs where the principal amount are exchanged once again, often in different currency from the initial exchange. So a significant features of ICCS is that transactions are backed by the real economic activity such as trade or investment, and are often linked to tangible assets or commodities. This ensures the transaction remain ethical and connect the genuine business activity rather than speculation. Furthermore, ICCS offer a flexibility and customization, allowing parties to choose from the different profit rate structures such as fixed to fixed or floating to floating rates, all while remaining compliant with Islamic financial law. Overall, ICCS provides a business with a structured and ethical solution for managing currency risk in cross-border trade and international investment. To ensure compliance with the Sharia principle, ICCS relies on several key Islamic financial instruments. The Murabahah and reverse Murabahah contracts play a foundational role. In a term of Murabahah, the financier purchase goods and sell them to the client on a deferred payment basis with an agreed profit margin. Meanwhile, in reverse Murabahah, involve the bank purchasing goods from the customer and selling them for cash to a third party. Both methods allow for profit generation without interest, keeping the transaction Sharia compliant. Another essential instrument used in ICCS is commodity murabaha, applied during the profit payment exchange phase. This involves buying and selling commodities with a markup to facilitate profit sharing without engaging in interest-based transaction. Additionally, WAD or unilateral promise plays a crucial role by enabling both parties to commit to currency exchange without forming a binding bilateral contract which could otherwise be non-compliant under Islamic law. Last, the tawarruk structure is also used in ICCS, where a commodity is purchased on deferred terms and immediately sold to a third party for cash. This method creates liquidity while avoiding interest-based lending. And lastly, for the buy-as-saf is applied when the party exchange currencies directly. This spot currency exchange ensures immediate delivery of both currencies, eliminating the risk of deferred settlement which could lead to riba. That's all. Thank you.
Now, let's take a look at comparison between the Islamic cross-currency swap and conventional currency swap. ICCS use Sharia compliant contracts such as commodity murabahah or WAD. These structures avoid interest and ensures that the transaction align with Islamic principles while achieving similar financial outcome as conventional swaps. Meanwhile, the conventional involve the exchange of principal and predict interest payments in two different currencies. The terms, including exchange rates and interest payments, are agreed upon upfront. Interest payments may be based on fixed or floating rates. Next, ICCS is of course fully compliant with Islamic law by replacing prohibited elements such as riba with permissible mechanism. The ICCS is structured to meet the economic objective of hedging or financial exchange while adhering to Sharia rules, while the CCS is not compliant with Islamic principle as it directly incorporates with interest payments, which are explicitly prohibited in Islamic finance. Now let us move to use of interest rates. ICCS replaces interest rate with profit risk derived from Sharia compliant contracts, ensuring that there is no involvement of riba. Profit rates are often tied to underlying assets or benchmark that complies with Islamic law, while its counterparts, which is conventional ones, are based on interest rates which may be fixed or floating depending on their agreement. The use of interest form a key component of the conventional swap structure. Now let us move to risk management. ICCS serves as Sharia compliant hedging tool to manage currency fluctuation risk. The structure ensures the alignment with Islamic financial principles, making it suitable for institutions needing to mitigate foreign exchange risk while adhering to Sharia law. Meanwhile, the CCS functions as a tool for hedging against both currency and interest rates. It allows institutions to manage risk effectively but involve non-compliant elements such as interest payments. Now let us move to last point, which is standardization. Standardization is in progress with ICCS, with organizations like IIFM developing templates and agreements to promote uniformity and wider adoption of ICCS. Meanwhile, the CCS is already widely standardized using globally recognized frameworks such as ISDA Master Agreement, making it universally accepted and easier to implement.
Let's look into the structure of the instrument. The first one is issuance of phase. The first phase of the issuance of an Islamic cross-currency swap (ICCS) involves two parties agreeing to exchange cash flow in Sharia compliance terms. This involves WAD, where no promise contract is made to avoid violating Islamic principle. Transaction use murabaha and commodity murabaha contract, and a tahawuk master agreement (TMA) from the International Islamic Financial Market (IIFM) is used for global positioning. The second one is profit payment mechanism. ICCS use commodity murabaha contract to determine profit payment mechanism based on Sharia principle.
Cash flow are exchanged based on profit rate, which can be fixed to fixed, fixed to floating, or floating to floating. ICCS avoid interest payment and riba by derived profit rates from tangible asset. Fairness is ensured through transparency in profit calculation and documentation, preventing uncertainty and fostering trust. ICCS is an efficient medium for organizing exposure to profit rate without compromising ethical principle. The third one is risk mitigation and compliant comparison. ICCS risk management strategy focuses on mitigating currency fluctuation and profit rate volatility in Sharia compliant ways. Contract like wa'ad and commodity murabaha are used to ensure transparency and reduce speculative element. Contracts are supervised by Sharia boards and auditor, ensuring Sharia verification at every stage. Standardized documentation like the Tahawud Master Agreement minimize legal and operational risk, smoothen cross-border transaction, and link financial exchange to real economic activities. So net maturity and final settlement, the ICCS agreement ends with the re-exchange of principal amount in respective currencies, eliminating uncertainty and applying predetermined condition. The final settlement include an audit verifying exchange adhered to Sharia principle and contractual obligation. Unlike conventional swap, ICCS maintain transparency and ethical responsibility, preserving financial and ethical integrity through fairness and transparency, as espoused in Islamic finance. The fifth, documentation and legal framework. The Master Agreement for Tahawud (TMA) is a legal framework under ICCS, produced by the International Islamic Financial Market (IIFM) to standardize ICCS transaction cross jurisdiction. It governs contractual obligation, risk management protocol, and settlement processes, ensuring clarity, consistency, and legal enforceability. While it doesn't eliminate operational ambiguities, it allows financial institutions and businesses to engage in ICCS transactions confidently, enhancing transparency and conformity with Islamic financial principles. The last one is distribution of profit. ICCS profit are distributed based on a pre-established profit sharing mechanism, ensuring trust and mutuality. This is done through cash flow stream from murabaha contract or Sharia compliant financing mechanism. Audits are conducted to ensure compliance with Sharia requirement. This commitment to ethical finance practices reinforce ICCS credibility as an effective risk management tool and profit stability in Islamic finance. It also ensures no profit is made through exploitation or unjust enrichment.
This is the modus operandi for Islamic cross-currency swap murabaha base. Client A and Client B will put murabaha deposit in respective banks. The banks will appoint each other to buy commodities from commodities house, then sell it to another commodities house with the cost plus profit. Then when they get the money, they will give back to the clients. Both client A and B receive their monies in their respective currency, which is client A in RM while client B in Euro. They want to swap the currency. So here, the Bank W and Bank X becoming the middlemen for the swap currency to be happen between the client A and the client B.
In conclusion, ICCS is a Sharia-compliant alternative for managing currency and profit rate fluctuation in Islamic finance. It complies with TMA standard, excluding interest, uncertainty, and gambling. ICCS aims at risk mitigation, stabilizing cash flows, and managing transaction exposure without violating Islamic principle. It enables cross-border trade and investment without violating ethical principle, resulting in financial stability and sustainable development of Islamic finance market.